Hey everyone, welcome to our podcast episode at HighLevel. We call them the Spotlight Sessions, where we bring in top leaders in the world of marketing and sales. Today, I have Christian John Orsos, founder of System Kings, and they're an agency that transforms their customers' visions into a reality by implementing the systems and developing the processes with the appropriate technology stack. We've put together a great episode called Connect with Your Client on Their Level. And during our time together, we've put together some talking points that we feel that the audience would really be able to take some nuggets away and implement in their business or agency. So we're going to be discussing knowing your client's goals and how does that transition into figuring out what they need and bringing everything together so they get the result that they want and expect to grow their business. Christian John, welcome. And for our audience that may not be familiar with you yet, can you share a little bit about your story, where you're from, and what could we expect?
Yeah, well, I'm originally from Peru, although I'm a US citizen now, even though most people, when I tell them, they cannot believe it, and I have the proof, which is, I don't know if this is going to show. I have my passport here. I don't know. So
Nice.
just fun fact, when people say, nah, I don't believe you, that's the proof. I have 5 years of experience now using Go HighLevel as a user from 2019, man, it's been crazy. But I have, as a System Kings CEO and founder, it's been this is going to be the second year. So I started October 2022. I launched my own business. I was an integrator full-time and project manager for a recruiting agency called Fava. And I built a lot of the systems for the backend for that company. And then I realized that a lot of people needed that as a service. And I said, perhaps I should do this as a service. Before that, I had my own very, very small marketing agency serving realtors, which I honestly didn't like at all. Because let's be real, everyone these days sells Facebook ads, right? But there are not that many agencies that work on the back end. So that's where I saw a gap in the market. And I say, okay, what if I could be a Go HighLevel agency, not an SMMA, but a high-level agency where people come to me when they need high-level work, snapshots, custom build-outs, or if I'm lucky and the client can actually afford the biggest package, a full automation and systems that includes automating as many parts of the business as possible, from whenever a lead comes into your system, creating your lead magnets, creating your funnels for your free trainings, creating low ticket offer, mid ticket offer, high ticket offer, creating all the system for that, and also creating the project management and client onboarding systems so you can serve your clients. And we do the whole 9 yards. We do the whole 9 yards. We do the snapshot so you can follow up with your leads as an agency or as a business owner, from when a lead becomes a lead to when a lead is interested or not interested, long-term nurture sequences, appointment reminders, up to when the client pays and it's a proposal, a contract, invoices, either in HighLevel or in other tools. We do everything, even setting up your project management so you can manage hundreds of clients and projects and have your team be as efficient as they can.
So, it's very technical, right? It's a lot easier said than done. And it sounds like you embarked your entrepreneurial journey with something that you were doing for others every day, building out infrastructure that brought in, new customers, revenue, simplified systems. When was that? Like, how did you know that it was your time to go out on your own?
Well, I've been an entrepreneur technically since I finished college, and I didn't go into a corporate job. I went straight into my first venture into SMMA, which honestly sucked. I ate dirt my first 2 years because I didn't know anything. I didn't know sales. I didn't know marketing. I was straight out of college. I didn't have any experience. But like most agency owners, when they start, I was, scraping by. I was bootstrapping, making cold calls, cold emails, those Loom screencasts, even going to networking events, BNI. I've tried everything. And one of the tools that really caught my attention that for end of my first year in business was HighLevel, a CRM, which could do everything: texting, emailing, funnels, websites, workflows. And I was like, wow, like some CRMs do one thing or two and they charge $200 a month. And HighLevel has a 97 a month plan that does everything. I'm like, yeah, I have to check this tool. And I actually thought back then, and I regret not doing it earlier, I said, what if I could do an agency, not an SMMA, not a Facebook ads agency, as HighLevel agency, doing that just HighLevel for other people. But I said, no, it must be a shiny object. I dismissed it myself. And I talked to other coaches in the agency space, talking about like, what if instead of doing what the same everybody else is doing, 1,500 a month, 2K a month, what if we charged 200, 300 for like just high-level packages where clients can, maybe put their leads and nurture them, and everybody back tell them, no, shiny object, shiny object, shiny object. Don't do that, just stay on your lane. And now that I look back, I'm like, I know I should have listened to myself. Not trying to boost my own horn here, but the people who did that, what I was thinking back then, are way ahead. They are where I would like to be now. So,
and the story brings everything together because
yeah,
as you went through that journey and went through the ups and downs and the in-betweens, and like you said, eating dirt, you were able to create a business that required the obviously the experience, the intelligence, and to solve problems for those that want to take care of their customers. And our topic today is connect with your client on their level.
exactly.
Could you tell me a little bit about why is that near and dear to your heart? Why is that something that's very important in your opinion with taking
Yeah.
on clients as an agency or just as a business owner serving others?
Okay, so if you're let's say a 7 figures or above, then just close your ears to what I'm gonna say because it does not apply to you. But if you're starting out, if you're on your journey from zero, let's say if it's been months and you're not getting your first client, then you're doing it wrong. You're married to an offer that you want to scale, but you're not meeting the client where they are. And I see a lot of agency coaches, they teach us one offer, scale to the moon, one offer, scale to the moon. But then what happens is some people are married to an offer. Let's say I'm going to do database reactivation, missed call text back, reputation management, and they try to package that same CAN solution to everyone, but they forget to meet the client where they are sometimes. And sometimes if you're starting out, you need to really meet the client where they are and deliver what they want, not what you want to sell them, and more about what they need. And with HighLevel, there are so many functions, and I'm going to talk about functions because everyone says, yeah, sell on the outcome. But if you don't know how to use the functions, then how are you going to deliver the outcome? The functions are the vehicles that get you to the outcome. So there are so many tools inside of HighLevel: payments, invoices, proposals, trigger links, custom values, that you can create custom solutions and charge high ticket. That means 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, even 10,000 for solving the problems of that specific client. And I think that's an untapped. There needs to be more of that because so many people trying to sell SaaS, what happens is it gets a lot of clients with a sour experience, with a sour taste, because they say, wait, this guy's charging me $497 just for one thing of HighLevel. And then they realize there's HighLevel directly. And then they say, yeah, this guy ripped me off. What was that? And that gives a bad name to the industry. So I think with all the capabilities HighLevel has, I believe you're doing a disservice to your client if you only present them a couple of things.
Yeah.
That's my
So
opinion.
for somebody that you mentioned before, zero, and they're building upon little by little, or they're at a standstill of where they want to be.
Yeah.
How do you go about getting to know your clients' goals? Is there some examples or some ways that you could share with our audience on how they could start positioning that conversation?
Yeah. So I think if you're starting out and you want to go fast and get to 6 figures a year, multiple 6 figures a year fast, the way I did it in my first year in business is proposing custom solutions to 2, 3 niches, not that many. For example, for me, it's agency owners, and then create solutions that can be solved for high ticket, can be solved multiple times, but also allow the possibility for customization. For example, a snapshot, which you can change a few things for one client here and there, but you can also do that. You don't sell it as a snapshot. You can sell it as a solution to their business needs, to their business problems. And it becomes more of a consulting package than sell 100 a month, 200 a month. And don't get me wrong, now I have a 97 a month offer, but that's for the people who cannot afford my high ticket package.
Got it. And now, with taking on clients,
Yeah.
connecting with them, what is your opinion about, maybe niching down, or going after a particular industry? How and where do you start with
Yeah,
getting to know?
I'm personally not a believer of going after a particular industry. I'm more a believer of you creating the solutions and let the clients that come to you reveal the niche. So vice versa. In my case, it's the people that come to me based on my organic content, which I do a lot, reels, mostly Facebook posts. Those are the clients that I work toward. So the
Gotcha.
clients themselves reveal to me on who they are. And then now I know, okay, these are the people that are actually coming to me. How can I get more of those? So I adapt my content to them. I adapt my messaging to them instead of going after a niche, like hammering your solution to a niche that maybe doesn't want what you have to offer or doesn't want it from you.
I see. So if I'm understanding this right, getting to
Yeah,
know your client's goals is working with your audience,
yeah,
starting a little broad by maybe sharing some ways that you help others, seeing who responds back, and then
yeah,
having that deeper conversation with what they're looking to get help with, and then providing that solution, the technical solution,
yeah,
from there.
yeah,
Got it. Awesome. A lot of people, right? They're consuming different pieces of information, whether it's blogs, webinars, YouTube, and there's different, right? Different approaches, different strategies. But as we get into getting to know your clients' goals,
yeah,
tell me a little bit about how you go about figuring out what they need. Like, how do you go, like, from, let's say, for example, you have, a business owner that has a limousine company, right? And they're sharing a handful of what they want to do and what they want to get out of it. How do you go about figuring out, like, I'll add this, I'll add that? Like, what kind of questions do you ask, or how do you look at the big picture of that?
yes. So right now, what we do is I offer discovery calls, which by the way, I'm very, very selective who gets on my calendar. I never aim for a packed calendar. On the contrary, um, I try to have a very open calendar and making sure that we have the most qualified prospects that are interested in working with systems kings. And what we do is in our discovery call, we see where the person is and what of our solutions could fit them better. And if they want to go deeper, if they want to talk, let's say if they want to do a full consultation with me, which I strongly recommend over that free discovery session, 100%, because I really go much deeper. There is the systems audit. So I charge 400 for a systems audit. You get up to 2 hours with me. And in that systems audit, you can either tell me what you want and explain in detail, or if you don't have an idea of what you want, then I'm going to ask you a series of questions and covering pretty much all your processes about sales and prospecting, starting there. How are you getting your leads? How are you segmenting your leads? How are you messaging them? How are you nurturing them? What happens when you book an appointment? What happens when someone is interested in moving forward? What happens if someone is not interested in moving forward? What do you do with those leads that you didn't convert? Is there any follow-up sequences, etc.? So all of that, we start outlining the solution in that call as we go. And then at the end, I propose, okay, with these high level elements, we can do X, Y, and Z and get you to these outcomes, and fixing those bottlenecks in the business, if I see any, right? It's rare that a business doesn't have at least a few bottlenecks here and there in sales and prospecting. And then what I tell them, I don't ask them, hey, do you want, like some clients tell me, hey, I need these forms, I need the surveys, I need the calendar. But the ones who don't know, then I tell them, we can do this, we can create a calendar here, do these automations, and based on that, we're going to get to this result, and then tell them the quote for the high ticket.
So, because of your experience, you're able to hear their bottlenecks, and then you're reverse engineering with what you've done with others.
Yeah.
If this, if that, in this scenario, in that scenario. And now I guess in their case, they start to open up other use cases and scenarios. Oh no, I also want to do for this and also do for that. So it sounds like in order to figure out what they need is you have to ask the right questions.
Yeah.
Right? You have to truly understand enough about their business and how they operate it to start to unlock this scenario, that scenario, then build, to your point, building systems behind it to automate it and for it to go through a smooth process.
Yeah.
It's interesting because with a bunch of different platforms out there, there's so many different ways to do things. There's specifically, like you had mentioned with HighLevel, like you could do things more than one way. And running a business, it's going to be hard with running your business and also figuring out the solution. How do you go about guiding them along the way to be able to do a little bit themselves, or start to know how to figure out what they might need so they could share with you? Do you offer any training or?
If they want to do it themselves, I also offer coaching, one-on-one and in group now. So again, that's a criticism I've got, that I have too many offers. I try to have different offerings for where the client is. So I have coaching if someone is interested in doing it themselves. I have team training. I have group coaching, small groups of no more than 10 people. But where you go the faster with me and you also pay more is done for you. And then where you go faster in terms of learning, if you want to learn how to do it yourself, is the one-on-one coaching. Because a call with me is not a pitch fest. Like, not going to say names out there, but a lot of marketers, they say consulting call, it's a pitch fest, With me, in a call with me, man, I've got in one single call with me, I'm going to tell you the record of things we got done in a call with me. We got A2P registration for a client. We got the email deliverability fixed. We got their appointment confirmation reminders done, and we got their calendar set up. Their calendar set up integrated with Google. We did all of those things in one call with me. So that's how fast you can go on a coaching call with me. And that's why I tell my clients, like, you're not paying for just the hour, you're paying for the speed and how much forward we move in this call. Like, if you're doing it yourself, I've seen a lot of high-level users that they're stuck for months doing a few things that are really simple fixes, but because they don't know how to put the pieces together, and there's a lot of difficulty also using HighLevel. Even though it's a simple system, there are a lot of nuances. So if you do it yourself, it can take you months to put all the pieces together, while a lot of clients have told me, in one call with me, I got them unstuck. I got them to the finish line. I had a client that had been stuck for months trying to set up her calendars, her initial workflows, her follow-up. Months. She had been working for months, and there was a lot of work done, but it was not working from A to Z, from top to bottom. So it was not in the finish line yet. Then when she had the call with me, after the call, we were launching her calendar already and her website and her funnels. And people could book now calls with her and pay her for her calls.
What do you attribute that speed to completion to? makes your your way of helping others, connecting with your clients much more different than maybe someone else?
Well, I'm not sure if I'm the expert in when it comes to connection, like if you're talking about like friends, there are a lot of people that maybe their coaching is more like let's hang out and you pay me to hang out with me, you know? That's not me. Sometimes I'm gonna call you out and say, hey, you know, why are you not doing this? You should do this. But my goal is to get you from where you want to be to where, I mean, from A to C. What do you call it? From point A to point B, from A to C, from where you are to where you want to be. Really semantics, you know?
Yeah, but let's look at like this,
It's like
like
getting the result that you want.
yeah, and let's say that there's multiple people doing multiple things similar to you, right? Do you do
Yes.
you do you attribute it to being into the software and being the student all the time? Is it
Yeah,
to
let me tell you this. Let me tell you
yeah,
this. I update myself in the new changes of HighLevel every single day. I have an automation that whenever there is a new change log update, I actually have a Slack message that tells me there is this update. For example, I'll tell you what are the updates of today. Today in the blog, there is a HighLevel co-founder spotlight. Then yesterday there was use AI to differentiate yourself in the market. There was a change log. Order events are available in marketplace webhooks. And there was automated affiliate payouts using PayPal. And there was also a guide how to sell EX with HighLevel. So those were the updates of yesterday and today in the HighLevel official blog.
so you're in sync.
I stay on top of that.
Yeah, you're in sync. And I think that's the game changer, right? You're in sync with what's going on with the
Yeah.
software.
Do you actually
And
want to see it? I can show you right now.
we won't be able to share it on this screen
Oh,
here,
no
but
problem.
the
No
great
problem.
news is that like right, it's knowing what is happening because
Yeah.
no matter what system you're using, it's always changing. Now, the strategies, I'm sure that that's another layer to it. Your strategies, your methodology, your frameworks
Yeah.
add additional value to the actual updates. Could you share how you start to build out those frameworks and strategies for your clients?
Yes. So we always start with the end in mind and not with the feature in mind, because a lot of people say, there are so many features, of course. Do I need to use them all? The answer is no. You need to use what you need. So if you want to collect payment, and if you have, let's say, one service, and you want to collect payment on the call, and then you want to send an email and a text whenever someone pays you, then you need SMS, email, you need a workflow to send those, and then you need Stripe connected in HighLevel, and then either invoice or a checkout funnel. And if you want to make it fancy, a domain. That's all you want. That's all you need. You don't need to use SaaS mode. You don't need to use Yext. You don't need to use WordPress reselling. You see what I'm saying? So we start with the end in mind, and then I extract, okay, based on what my knowledge and my libraries, my guides, I have the Go HighLevel support portal. It's gonna be maybe too much to say, but for me, it's like the Bible, it's like the technical Bible. And I not only use HighLevel, but I use also Make, Zapier, and ClickUp, and Slack and other tools. So we can put HighLevel with other tools. We can integrate HighLevel with other tools. Send data to and from different apps, as long as they have an open API.
And so it also sounds like you're very familiar with other tech stacks. I mean,
Yeah,
it's to your point, like you're always on top of what's known, what's relevant, but what your customers are bringing to you. So for someone
yeah,
that, we spoke about before, the business owner, for someone that is a marketing agency or has an interest in assisting in the style of journey that you're doing,
yeah.
um, where do they start with not going feature dumping, right? Where do they start? Like, how do they stay on top of it? Is it committing an hour a day going through the change log? Is it studying, 30 minutes a day on the FAQ? Like, how does somebody really get to start bringing everything together on the platform, on the features, on the end results that it can give?
Well, so first of all, I think the clients should dictate that more than the agency owner. And second, I believe, I mean, there are different types of clients, right? Some of my clients are very sophisticated, and if I show them a very complex solution that would be insane for average high-level user, they will tell me, Christian, is that all you can do? Are you serious? But the beauty of automation is that there is so many business owners out there that are still using pen and paper. And if you just show them a calendar link, they're gonna be more than satisfied.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go after the big tech guys. Like, there's a lot of companies that don't track their calls, don't receive inbound calls. So just showing them missed call text back, call recording, those are gonna be just useful for them.
Absolutely. Now, I know you've contributed a good amount to our content army, right? And
Yeah.
sharing some best practices. You were sharing before how you keep yourself relevant on social media. Um, with that approach, do you find that the clients that reach out to you from that are better quality than someone who reaches out randomly from your website? How can
No,
someone
they don't
take your
reach. They
experience?
typically don't reach out from the content army, because that's really that's for HighLevel directly. That's to promote HighLevel directly. It's to contribute to HighLevel. It's not to uh to promote me. There are many other content army creators, so that's more to contribute to HighLevel and to also stay on top of everything. And of course, the content army pays people per video, so it's a win-win. But no, it's not to promote me. I promote myself a lot in my own profile, in my own Facebook. I post a lot in the HighLevel group. Lately, I've been posting a lot. Some of my posts have got hundreds of comments, and sometimes they get taken down, so it's a pity. But of course, the moderators have the final saying here. So whatever they say really is what it is. But I try to always keep people updated in the changes. I've done a lot of looms, which are really free game. What things you can do with HighLevel and Make and other tools. For example, updating custom values with Make and forms, creating PandaDoc documents from HighLevel forms, even creating PDFs from HighLevel when the proposal function didn't exist. I did an automation that taught people how to create a PDF from a form submission, and even had a signature, and the PDF was attached to an email. And I put that video away for free, without any link, any book a call. It was just there in the group. And
Give them value.
people implemented it. I've met people who implemented the free solutions in my free content. And I'm like, Christian, like, I would love to hire you, but I already implemented what you taught. So I think that's fantastic, because they got free content from me, and they got free help in the content I posted there.
Yeah, definitely the value is important, and it looks like it's benefited you as well with the relationships that's come from it, but also the satisfaction of helping people get across, what's been stumping them. I mean, just that example alone, because of you, they were able to bypass maybe getting another piece of software, or giving up on the feature itself. You were able to help them bypass that. So like when we get into connecting with your clients on their level, could you share a little bit of how you do that on your day-to-day?
Yes, so I post a lot of content. I post a lot of, not anymore that much videos, because I get better results from my written content, believe it or not. Even though everyone's saying, short form, reels, I've tested everything. Long form, short form. For me, the best performing posts are Facebook written posts, long form. Those are where people actually comment, or you can DM, and you can reach them back. But some of the content that has been already very beneficial for me and my clients have been the long form explainer videos when I teach stuff like master classes, etc. those are where people see the value, and some people want to hire me. Others don't see the value, and that's okay. Not everyone sees the value in having a technical, a backend support in your corner. The ones who see the value, then obviously they want to know more. And then other people just do it themselves. A lot of people have reached out to me and they ask me questions on the video, the implementing what I posted, and I tell them, yeah, you should do it this. Sometimes, if I'm busy, I'm gonna say, hey, for this I would charge you this. If I have the time that day, I can tell them, okay, here's how you do this. So if you catch me in a free day and you're lucky, then I might give you the solution away at no cost.
That's awesome.
I jump on a lot of calls actually randomly, then I help people if they are implementing the solution that they see from one of my videos. And if I have free time, which is not always, sometimes I do, then I tell them, you should do this XYZ.
Yeah. And it sounds like you've made a lot of great relationships along the way, because
Yes.
that has a lot to do with you're in their business. You're privy and you're helping them with some of the most important things to help their business grow, and they're trusting you. So,
Yeah.
Christian, for those that want to connect with you or learn more about what you do and how you can maybe help them out, what is the best way to find you or connect with you?
The best way, man, is connect with me in my Facebook profile. I'm always, almost always there.
Awesome. Well, Christian, thank you so much for joining us. We hope to connect with you again. For our audience, you can click the description below for a 30-day free trial. You can learn more about Christian John Orsos, founder of System Kings, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you.